Hi Mark, thanks for having us on set to watch some stunts being filmed for Jitters. Can you tell us a little bit more about the movie?
Yeah, sure. So it's about a detective called Connie Moore who discovers a death of Tiffany Bowman, and it's a bit unusual because she's just died of natural causes, and it's a bit horrific. As he starts to uncover what's actually happened, he discovers jitters and gives you a riddle, and if you can't solve that riddle in time, you basically will commit suicide or you'll kill yourself with that fear that you actually have. So, yeah, Detective Connie Moore ends up playing the game, and then he's kind of on a ticking bomb of trying to discover what is actually going on trying to beat jitters, but also trying to discover and investigate what is actually happening with jitters itself in this world that we've created called Prism Central, which I think is quite cool because I like the whole idea of, Gotham world and things like that. So I kind of created this world that I call Prism. I don't know where that comes from. I think that's because in film you have the triangle, which is called the prism. So I thought it was kind of a nice interjection into the film world. So, yeah.
And Jitters himself is a really cool clown, and I've had the pleasure of watching Daniel get into his makeup. Are you a clown fan in general yourself? Is that where the idea for Jitters came from? And do you have any particular favourite clown movies?
I do actually. I like the whole idea of like the clowns that are very over the top and a bit extreme. Like obviously you've got Terrified, that's like 10 out of 10, like extreme. And I kind of like the whole kind of Joker side influence where, he's very playful and he's very unpredictable. I didn't really know how Jitters was going to be when I saw this. My best clown is the Joker and It, but I kind of wanted to combine this whole world of like Freddy Krueger mixed with a clown like It and kind of like the Joker kind of personality. So I was trying to find a combination without kind of getting too much influence and making Jitter its own self. And Daniel's done an amazing job. He's really created Jitters for this film because he's made Jitters its own clown, which I think is great. And for me to see that come alive is exactly how I envisioned it. When I decided to do the whole suit thing, completely opposite from a clown, but I kind of looked at all the kind of clowns that were quite extreme and like what their outfits would be, and I come up with this metallic metal kind of suit that you've seen yourself. And I always remember Mask, where he's just got like a full-on yellow suit. It's so loud. So I thought, what can I do? And I just thought this kind of silver tone just kept sticking out to me because when he's got the bulb on his head, the reflection of the lights will hit his like costume. So I thought, okay, let's just ride with this. Yeah, it goes. Did not know how it's going to turn out. I thought it was going to look like a man in tinfoil, but honestly, it looks cool.
Really great job with that, and he definitely does read as a more futuristic take on a clown. So that shiny outfit on, he looks like a next level of clown.
Yeah, for sure.
If that makes sense.
Yeah. He's I kind of, as I started to edit this film with Richard Oakes, who's the DOP, and Kate and Kenny have done such an amazing job with the costume and the makeup, and BB Barrick, she basically created the headpiece as well, and it kind of, as I started to see it come together and seeing Jitters in what I call the void, it feels very cyberpunk. It's got that kind of cyberpunk kind of clown feel, and I didn't expect that. So it's kind of like it's linked into this kind of, like you said, futuristic kind of clown, and I think that's cool. And I hope that we can run with it and it does well as a franchise. Let's see. You never know.
It's interesting, you mentioned about the headset, because from what we've seen, the teaser posters, where one bulb is red and one bulb is green, it's going to be really interesting to see how that plays out. I won't ask you to spoil anything for us, but I'm really looking forward to seeing how that plays out on screen. And I'll jump forward in questions, because you mentioned Richard Oakes. That's one of the things that I really noted, that you worked with Richard again after working on Witch together, which was a beautiful film. The atmosphere created in the camera work, which is incredible. What kind of mood do you think Richard's going to bring to this film? You mentioned films like Seven. Is it going to have that same dark, gritty kind of look to it, while still being futuristic?
I think I'm aiming, like me and Richard spoke quite detailed on this before we're shooting. I think it's very important to work with your DOP about the cinematography, the mood board, on set. So when you do get on set, you know exactly what you're shooting and what kind of tones you're going for, rather than the kind of improvised style. Because otherwise, your mood board can end up looking a bit like different and a bit too colourful. So I'm trying to stick to this mood of Gotham kind of vibes. If you look at the latest The Batman, like that kind of style, and also with the style of Seven, where you've got these kind of nice kind of glow, like torches kind of, you'll see the scenes, but you will see that kind of vibe happen at one point in the film. So I'm trying to keep this very silky. I'm trying to keep it like a very nice silky look, and play on that as much as I can. And I think when this is what I love about film, when you're making film, you just never know what you're actually going to get when you actually do it, because you might see something in your head and be like, oh, that looks great, but then when you get on set and you see the lights and you start to see the mood, you actually realise there's something more defined that you can create with this world that you create. You just never know what you're going to get, because it's about choosing the right locations and things like that. And something will just stand out to you, and it can completely go from Seven to Gotham to something completely different as well. And you as a director have to quickly make that choice, if you're going to run with that, or you're going to kind of take that risk and go, you know what, let's actually just go back to where we were. So yeah.
And that's very exciting, because Seven is one of my favourite movies ever. So
Love
hearing you
Seven.
cite
Amazing.
Seven so many times really gets me even more excited to see Jitters when it's finished. You've worked with a lot of the same actors, crew. As a film fan, that always instills a sense of confidence in me for all the creatives that we work together, that you've got trust, like there's a mutual trust within each other. Do you feel like you found your people now that you will continue to work with?
110%. I think once you find people that are driven, ambitious, work as a team, like there's no egos, you're all just like, let's create something successful, and everyone's just getting their head down, getting the job done. I think what's quite nice when you work with a nice crew as well, that have worked together. So like Dean Anderson, Joey, Richard Oakes, Kate, myself, with Joe Vince, who's a sound guy. We've all worked together on the same film, so we really know how to move together in a system. So when we're pressured on time, we know what to do. My publicist is now telling me we're running out of time, so I'm assuming we've got a cut. But that's what's good at it now, is that we know how to work together as a team and push forward, and that's how the six get done. So yeah, I'm needed.
I won't keep you any longer. Thank you so much.